So we're arriving now, unfortunately, to the industrial era. This is UK was the first area of the world to industrialise. London, the first city of over 1 million people. And with industrialism, you had the first ever industrial working class and the first ever arrival of the consciousness of the people. And you had mass movements like this is the Chartist movement. I won't go in to tell you about who the Chartists were, but they gave us many of the rights, privileges and freedoms that we enjoy as a modern democracy. They were a grassroots workers' struggle. They'd have mass rallies like this. Poetry was right at the centre. They'd have a DIY pamphlet, Ecology of Press, where they were all writing poems, even people who were only semi-literate. That was their way to take part in the conversation, to take part in the political and the cultural conversation of their day, and they were learning about each other through this. You'd also have orators getting up unamplified, early Victorian Britain, huge stages in front of many hundreds of people and rocking it in front of crowds, including people like this. This is Ernest Jones, one of the most famous poets of the movement. No, no, we cry united by our suffering's mighty length. Ye have ruled for ages, now we shall rule as well. You can almost hear this on a stage, right? This is it's rhythmic, it's got exclamation marks, it talks from a perspective of a collective we, it's unapologetically persuasive, rhetorical, right? And any spoken word rap fans will recognise this stuff. Ernest Jones, when he died, had 10,000 people at his funeral in Manchester, right? So any poets in the room, that's what we've got some standards to be putting ourselves. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. Now, mostly we've been looking in this talk at the radical history of spoken word. I want to take a little digression because during my research I came across, this is not research I've done, but research that other people have done on Charles Dickens. Put your hand up if you like Charles Dickens. Yeah. What many people don't know about Charles Dickens, he was one of the UK's most famous ever practitioners of live literature. He was a consummate performer, a legendary performer. People were known to swoon at his performances, pack into huge auditoriums. He was a great celebrity in the United States, where he toured extensively, and people would pack in for many hours at a time to hear him speak, even without ventilation. This is his last gig in London. People stay for 3 hours. Look at the dresses they're wearing. 3 hours. There's no aircon, right, in this period, and only a few people left during that show. Touring hastened his demise, actually. He got into debt and was touring too much. So any poets who've been lugging themselves around on megabus, then Charles Dickens knows your shit. And